I Ching, the Book of Changes. For years I've been toying with the idea of basing a piece of music on it. This book has such a beautiful structure built up of lines. Those lines are a simple representation of duality. So you have continuous lines or strong lines and broken or weak lines. Combining 3 of those lines creates a trigram with the possibility of 8 different combinations. These trigrams depict natural principles such as water, wind, fire and thunder. And you can combine those trigrams with each other, resulting in 64 different combinations, the so-called hexagrams, which flow into each other when one or more lines change into their opposite. I wanted to give that structure a musical form. After all, music is also made up of structures. A scale is the best known example of this. A scale has 7 notes, with the 8th as a repetition of the root, but 1 octave higher. To visualize the structure of the I Ching musically, I chose an instrument group for each trigram that I thought best suited its character. In addition, I assigned a tone interval to each instrument group, so the 3rd to the vocals, the 4th to the organ, the 5th to melodic percussion. Then I wrote a piece of music for each instrument group, distinguishing between the lower voice and the upper voice. Those pieces weren't supposed to be very long because eventually it would be 64 of them, and I didn't want to end up with a piece of music that lasts half a day. After all, the whole setup of this project was aimed at combining the different pieces of music in the order of the hexagrams as they appear in the book. It was quite a journey of discovery for me to always match 2 parts, lower voice and upper voice, taking into account the different time signatures and the length of both parts. It turned out to go surprisingly well. On occasion, I could just put the parts on top of each other with a minimum of adjustments, but every now and then it was a long struggle to get them to fit together properly. In this way, one piece of music was created, the end of which also connects seamlessly with the beginning. Just like the hexagram series in the I Ching, simply starts again at 1 when you have arrived at 64. And since the individual pieces all last under a minute, the total duration is still fairly limited to just under an hour. Have fun with the I Ching. I hope it will be as much of a journey of discovery for you as it has been for me.